So to get this front tie crop top started, we're first going to grab our category 4 yarn, make a slip knot, grab our 5mm hook, and I'm going to start off by making a chain that comes out to 2 inches. And really quickly, I get a lot of questions on how to make these types of cups. But if you guys want me to make a more in-depth video on how to make cups for different sizes, then go ahead and leave a comment down below. Once when I have my chain, what I'm going to do is block off that last chain, chain up 3, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to insert our hook into that 4th loop with a double crochet. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet into every loop that we have, going back down our chain. And once we've double crocheted all the way down, what we're going to do next is chain up 3, this counts as a double crochet, and then do a double crochet into every loop going back down our work. And then once when we reach the end, we're going to go ahead and chain up 3 and work our way back. And I'm going to keep doing this, just a regular block of double crochet until I reach 2 inches, and that's where we're going to start curving our work. So once when I have the height that I need, what we're going to do is start curving our work now. So from here, we're going to start it off just the same. We're going to chain up 3, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to put 1 double crochet into every loop that we have until we get to the last one, and then we're going to be doing an increase of 5, but I'll show you guys how to do that when we get there. So I've double crocheted down our work and we just have 1 loop left to do, and like I said, we're going to be doing an increase of 5. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into that last loop, and we're going to put 5 double crochet into that loop. So as you guys can see, we have our 5 double crochet into that last loop, and now we're going to start working on the side double crochet portion that we have since our work is starting to curve. All that is preparing for a double crochet and putting 2 double crochet into each side double crochet that we have. And then once we make it to the end, we're going to chain up 3, and then we're going to double crochet back until we get to that increase of 5, because then we're going to do an increase of 3, but I'll show you guys where and how to do that once we get there. So we just got done with our first curved row, and then like I said, we chained up 3 and then worked our way with double crochets back until we reached that increase of 5 that we did. And then from here, we're just going to double crochet, putting 1 double crochet into every loop until we get to the middle of that increase of 5, or the 3rd loop that we have. So as you can see right here is our increase of 5, and we put 1 double crochet, a 2nd double crochet, and now we're at the 3rd loop. And all we're going to do from here is put 3 double crochet into that 3rd loop, middle loop, whatever you guys want to call it. And we just put 3 double crochet into that middle loop that we had. And then from here, go ahead and put 1 double crochet into every loop going back down. And then the rest of the cup is pretty much going to be the same thing. I'll show you guys how to do this one more time. So go ahead and put 1 double crochet into every loop, going all the way back down. Once we get to the end, chain up 3, and then double crochet all the way down until you reach that increase of 3 again. And we're currently working on our 3rd row of these curved rows. The first one was an increase of 5. We just did the increase of 3, and we're just going to show you how to do another increase of 3. So I chained up 3, double crocheted all the way down, and then we made it to our increase of 3 that we have in the corner. All we're going to do is put 1 double crochet into that first loop, into that increase of 3. Once we get to the middle loop, the 2nd loop, we're going to put another increase of 3. So 3 double crochet into that 2nd middle loop. And then from here, keep working down with double crochets. And then this is going to be the pattern, just increasing into the middle of this increase of 3 until we get the cup size that we need, and then I'll meet you back. So I just finished up with my cup size, and just as a reference, the base of mine is 5 inches and the height is 4. And for this next part, we're going to be working on the base of the cup. So what we're going to do is, if you guys ended down here, go ahead and leave it. But since I ended up here at the top of the cup, I'm going to chain up 1 and cut, and then reattach into the corner. So I went ahead and cut and tied, and then inserted my hook into this bottom corner. All we're going to do is take our yarn, make a slip knot, insert that onto our hook. And then for this first row that we're doing, we're first going to do a row of, We're first going to do a row of net. So we're going to be chaining up 3. This counts as a double crochet. We're going to chain up 1 extra, so we're going to have 4 in total. And from here, we're going to prepare for a double crochet. We're going to skip 1 loop, insert our hook into the loop after that with a double crochet. And this is our first net. We'll do this one more time. Chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, insert your hook into the next, and then we're going to keep doing this all the way down, but we will make our way over to these side double crochets. I'll show you guys how to do that when we get there, but it's pretty much the same thing. So we've made our way over to these side double crochets, and all we're going to do from here is chain up 1. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, and then we're not going to be going into this side double crochet that we have. There's actually going to be a loop in between one row of double crochet and the next row of double crochet. So all this is, we're just going to insert our hook into that loop that's right in between with a double crochet. Just like that. We'll do this one more time. Chain up one, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to be going into that loop that meets those 2 double crochet rows with a double crochet of our own, and then keep doing this all the way down. So we just got done with our first row of net, and what we're going to do from here is chain up 3. We're going to flip our work, and then for this row it's just going to be a row of solid double crochet. So go ahead and put 1 double crochet into every loop that we have. So this is what we got so far. So we have our cup, a row of net, a solid row of double crochet, and then we're just going to be doing, well, I am just going to be doing 1 more row of net for this part, but you guys can do whatever pattern you guys want underneath the cups. It really is up to you guys. But from here we're going to chain up another 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, and double crochet into that next loop. So basically just another row of net. Chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, double crochet into the next, and then we're going to keep doing this all the way down until we get to the end. We're going to cut, and then we're going to be working on the strap that goes up over your shoulder. So this is what we have so far. We have our cup and a little bottom border, but from here, like I said, we're going to be working on the strap. And I already have the other side of mine made, and I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like. So this is the sequence that we just did, and our strap is just going to be a chain that goes all the way up and reaches maybe the top of your shoulder, because this is going to connect to a back piece. So go ahead and put this cup up to you, and then measure out, see how long you need to make your chain, and then we're going to do the design. So I'll meet you back once we have all that done. So I went ahead and measured out the length that I needed for my chain, and all we're going to do is insert our hook into this top corner and then go ahead and make that chain. And just as a reference, my chain is 6.5 inches. So we have our chain now, and then from here we're just going to block off that last chain that we did. We're going to chain up 1 extra, then we're going to go back down our chain with single crochet, and then once we make it to the end, the base, whatever we're going to call it down here, we're going to connect with a slip stitch, but I'll show you guys how to do that once when we get there. So we just got done doing a row of single crochet going back down our chain, and now we're at the top of the cup, or the base, whatever we're going to call it for this video. But from here we're just going to count up 1 loop. So this is the loop that we're currently in. We're going to count up 1, connect with a slip stitch, and then we're going to do a row of net. So we're going to slip stitch into the next 2 loops, flip our work, and then from here we're going to chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, insert your hook into the next loop with a double crochet, chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go into the next loop with a double crochet, and we're going to keep doing this all the way down. So we have made our way all the way to the end with this row of net, and as you guys can see, I actually have 1 extra loop right here. This isn't going to happen for everyone, but if this does happen to you, go ahead and prepare for a double crochet and just insert your hook. Just put 1 double crochet into that loop, so you're going to have 2 double crochet next to each other. But this is okay because we're going to end up hiding this first one because we're going to have to attach it to the back piece anyway, so this is not a big deal at all. But once we get here, go ahead and chain up 1, and then we're going to cut. So once we just cut our strap and finish that up, the last thing that we have to do for this side is actually just make a little connector so that it's easier to connect to the back piece once when we make that. This next part is actually going to be completely up to you guys, but we're going to need to make a little net connector. So from here I'm actually just going to make a row of net from the bottom up until probably I get to this row right here, but this is only because I don't want to show a lot of side boob. But if you guys want to show some side boob, then go ahead and just make a row of net only where our bottom row is if you guys want. But from here I'm just going to make a slip knot. I'm going to insert my hook into this bottom corner, pull through, and then from here we're going to chain up 4. The first 3 counts as a double crochet like always, and then we're going to prepare for a double crochet, and these are all going to be side double crochets. So we're just going to insert our hook in through the loop that's right in between this double crochet row and the next double crochet row, and from here chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, and go into the next. So we just got done doing our row of net only into the bottom border. Like I said, if you guys want to show a little bit more skin, then go ahead and leave it as is. Go ahead and cut and tie, but I'm actually just going to chain up 1 and then go into the next 2 rows of double crochet. So here's 1, chain up 1, we're going to do 1 more, but this is just my own personal preference. This could be higher or lower for any of you guys. But once we get here, we're going to chain up 1 and cut. And then once we have all of this done, we're going to do all of this just 1 more time. So this is what we should have once when we have both of our pieces done. And From here, we're actually going to want to put this up to ourselves, and this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but we're just going to put this up to ourselves in order to figure out how long we need to make the back piece. So we're just going to put this up to ourselves, making sure that it's not touching because we are going to add another row of net across. But once when this is up and covering you to the point that you want, all you're going to do is just measure from one side around your back to the other side, and then we're going to make the back piece, and then we're going to connect it all later. So what we're going to do is grab our category 4 yarn, make a slip knot, grab our 5mm hook, and we're going to make a chain that's long enough as you guys need, whatever measurement you guys have, minus 2 inches, because we are going to have that row of net on both sides so that we can connect everything together. And just as a reference, I'm going to make a chain of 15 inches. And then once we have our chain, what we're going to do is take a look at the front panel that we have. And then what I'm going to do is actually just mimic these first few rows that we have for the bottom border. So since this bottom row that we have is a row of net, I'm going to do a row of net, row of double crochet, and then a row of net. And I'll meet you back once we have all of that done. So we just got done doing the bottom row for our back, and what we have is a row of net, row of solid double crochet, and then a row of net. And then from here we're actually going to slide this off to the side really quickly, and we're going to take a look at what we have for the cut portion. And we're just going to take a look at these side mesh connectors that we made, and then we're going to count up, see how many rows that we went up with our side connectors. So as you can see, I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for these 5 rows, we already have 3. We're actually just going to be going straight up. We're not going to be doing any decreases. So since we already have these 3 that match, you guys can do whatever you want with these next 2 rows. I'm actually going to be doing 2 more rows of net that don't decrease at all. So I'm just going to set this off to the side really quick. And all I'm going to do is chain up 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go ahead and insert your hook into that next loop. And this is what we should have. We're going to do this one more time. We're going to chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, and put 1 double crochet into the loop after that. So basically we're just going to have double crochets on top of each other. But like I said, I'm going to be doing this until I have 5 rows of this, or until you have as many rows as you have marked off for your cups. And by marked off, I just mean how many rows you have that are connected to this connector piece that we have. But like I said, I'm just going to be doing 2 more rows of net, and I'll meet you back once we have that done. So as you guys can see, I have my 5 rows because we have 5 loops on our, if I can grab it, front portion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from here we're actually going to taper this in a little bit so that it can curve in with our back. And then this next portion can be whatever design you guys want. I'm just going to be doing a little chunk of double crochet just to keep it solid, and then we're going to switch it up with some more net once we get closer up to the top. But for this first row, we're going to chain up 3, flip our work. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, and then we're going to be doing a decrease into these first 2 loops. We're going to insert our hook into the next loop, yarn over, pull through, and into the next loop, yarn over, pull through. From here, we're going to yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet into every loop going all the way down. And then we're going to leave the last 3 loops because the first 2 loops we're going to be doing a decrease, and then the last loop we're just going to do a regular double crochet. But I'll meet you guys back once we get there. So we've made our way all the way to the end, and we have our last 3 loops just like how I said. And we're just going to be doing a decrease into here. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into the first loop, yarn over, pull through, into the next loop that we have, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's our decrease on this side. And then like I said, we're just going to be putting 1 more double crochet at the very end. And I just like to do it this way because 1, it's a lot cleaner to look at, and 2, we are going to do a row of single crochet going all the way around. And instead of doing a single crochet into this decrease, which can look really messy, I like to do it into this regular double crochet. But from here, I'm actually just going to be doing 2 decreases on the sides now until it tapers up until maybe mid, is going to sound really weird, but mid upper back. And then we're going to expand it just a little bit so that it can reach the outside of our shoulder so that we can connect the straps that we made. So from here, like I said, we're going to be doing 2 decreases. So we're going to chain up 3, this counts as a double crochet, flip our work, we're going to prepare for a double crochet. Into the next 2 loops, we're going to be doing a decrease. We're going to insert our hook into the first loop, yarn over, pull through, into the loop after that, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to do that one more time. So prepare for a double crochet, insert, pull through into the next loop, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, pull through 2. And then this is going to be the same thing that we did down here. And we're going to do double crochets all the way down, but instead of leaving 3 loops, we're going to leave 5 loops. And into the first 2 loops, we're going to do 1 decrease. Into the next 2 loops, another decrease, and then into the last loop that we have, a regular double crochet. I'm going to keep doing this for a couple more rows, just a little bit, but I'll meet you guys back when we have that for when I switch up the pattern so I can show you guys what I'm doing. So this is what we have so far for the back. We're not done yet, but from the row that we currently have to the bottom row, I have about 8 inches, and then just for the solid part, so right here, right above this net row, I have a little bit over 4 inches. And then from here, this is where I want to just make my design a little bit more fun. And we're just going to be doing 2 more rows of net, but we're not going to be doing the decreases just like how we've been doing so far. It's just going to be solid rows of net on top of this. So what we're going to do is chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet. Chain up 1 extra, so 4 in total. Flip your work. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, double crochet into the loop after that, just like that. Chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, double crochet into the loop after. And then we're going to keep doing this all the way down. Once we reach the end, chain up 4, and then work our way back. I'll meet you back once we have that done. When I have the 2 rows of net that we have, I'm just going to be doing 1 row of solid double crochet, but with increases instead of decreases, just so that it can flare out just the tiniest bit, so that this can reach our shoulders. So from here, all we're going to do is chain up 3, flip our work, and then into this first loop that we have right here, we're going to be putting 2 double crochet. So prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into that first loop. There is 1 double crochet. We're going to put 1 more into the same loop. And then that is our increase. And then from here, we're going to be putting 1 double crochet into every loop going all the way back down. Once we reach the end, we're just going to be doing another increase, so 2 double crochet into that last loop. So we just got done doing our row of double crochet with increases on the ends. And now for the rest of this, until this reaches all the way up to my shoulders, I just want it to be rows of net, but you guys can obviously do whatever you guys want. But for the next few rows, I am going to increase because this does need to reach about mid-shoulder so that we can attach our straps to it, because we are going to add an extra layer to the strap as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to chain up 4. We're going to flip our work. And then from here, we're going to be doing regular rows of net, but we are going to have increases on the ends. So what we're going to do is prepare for a double crochet, and then we're actually going to go into the same loop that we are in with that double crochet. And then this gives us an extra loop to do into the next row, so it expands. So from here, we're going to chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go into the next loop. Just like that. And then from here, we're going to do regular row of net all the way down. And then when we make it to the very last loop that we have, we're going to do another increase, but I'll show you guys how to do that once we get there. So we've made it over to the last loop, and we're going to need to do another increase. So all that is chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, and then go into that same loop that we are in. Just like that. And then I'm going to be increasing for 1 more row, but this is all going to be dependent on you guys, your back, and the way that you guys want it to look. But I'm just going to show you guys how to start it off one more time. So we're going to chain up 4, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to double crochet into that same loop that we are in. And from here, chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, double crochet into the loop after that. And then this is what we should have. We're going to keep doing this all the way down, remembering to increase on the other end as well. And then from there, I'm just going to continue doing with rows of regular net, no increases, no decrease, nothing, until it reaches the top of my shoulders. And then I'll show you guys what to do from there. So this is what we have so far. This looks a little nuts, but it'll all look great when it's on. But just going from this first row of solid double crochet, we're not going to count these few bottom rows because this is basically going to be the bottom border. So just counting from here all the way up to where we ended, I have about 10 inches. And then from here, we can actually go ahead and cut and tie, and then we're going to be working on the side net connectors. So from here, just chain up 1 and cut. So now that we've cut this, now we're ready to start working on these side connectors. And this is going to be the same exact thing as we have in the front. Remember, we did take these few rows in order to use them as connectors. So all we're going to do is grab our yarn, insert our hook into one of the corners, pull through, and then from here what we're first going to do is chain up 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet, prepare for a double crochet into that loop in between these 2 double crochet rows. And I'm going to keep doing this just until I have the same amount of loops that I have in the front, and then I'm going to cut and tie and do the same thing on the other side. So this is what we should have once we have both of these side connecting pieces all finished up, and now we're going to connect this to the front pieces that we have. So this is what things should be looking like once when you lay the 2 side pieces on top of each other. I will say that if you have determined to yourself that you have a pretty side, you're going to want to put the pretty sides facing each other so that the seam is on the outside. Once when you flip it inside out, that's where they're going to be. But if you don't, we're going to go ahead and just insert your hook into the corners, and then from here we're going to pull through both loops, making sure that it goes through the cut portion and the back, and then we're going to chain up 1 to secure. And then from here we're going to insert our hook into the next loop into the back portion that we have, or whatever portion is closest to you. Then we're going to take a look at the piece that we have behind it, insert your hook into the loop behind that, and then single crochet. And then we're just going to be putting a single crochet into every loop that we have until this connecting piece ends. We're going to chain up 1 and cut, and then do the same thing but on the other side. So this is what things are looking like once when we have connected the front to the back, and it looks like a really funky looking vest, but it'll be cute, I promise. But once when we get here, we can go ahead and connect the strap to the back. And all that is, it's going to be connected the same way with a single crochet so that the seam is on the outside. And this is just going to be connected from corner to corner. So go ahead and insert your hook into the corner of the strap and also into the corner of the back. And then just single crochet down, chain up 1 and cut. Do the same thing on the other side. So this is what we should have once when we have connected the top portion, just like that. So the next thing that we're going to do is just do another row of netting. So going from the back, coming all the way down to the bottom of the bottom band that we have. So how we do that is we're actually going to take a look at this back portion that's right next to our strap right here. And then all we're going to do is just count up 2 loops. So since our last single crochet in the connector is into this loop, we're going to count this next loop as 1, and then this one is 2. We're going to insert our hook into that second loop, grab our yarn, make a slip knot, insert that onto our hook and pull through. And then from here what we're going to do is chain up 1. And then from here, it all depends on how your strap ended. So like I said previously in the video, my strap actually ended with 2 double crochet right next to each other. But if yours ends like this, where it's double crochet, chain, and then there's nothing else, go ahead and chain up 1 and then put in your double crochet. But since mine doesn't, I'm just going to go straight into a double crochet into that first double crochet loop that we have, just like that, so that it matches. Once we have that, we're going to chain 1, prepare for a double crochet into the second loop. So we're going to be skipping 1 loop, so chain 1, double crochet on top of the double crochet in the previous row, and we're going to keep doing this all the way until we get to this corner, and I'll show you guys what to do from there. So we've done a row of net going all the way down, and like I said, we've met into this corner, and then this is going to be super easy. Instead of doing a chain 1 and then double crocheting into the top of the cup, we're going to skip the chain 1, so we're just going to prepare for a double crochet, and then we're just going to double crochet into the first available loop that we have into the cup. And we're just doing that so that it can flow a little bit nicer once when we start to curve going back down our cup. And from here, chain 1, and then prepare for double crochet, skip a loop, double crochet into the loop after that. And then we're going to do this until we get to the increase, and I'll show you what to do from there. So we've made our way over to the increase, like I said, and then as you guys can see, our first double crochet is going to be into the first double crochet that we have in the increase, which is fine. We're just going to chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, and then go into that first double crochet that we have in our increase, and then we're going to kind of increase into this middle loop that we have right here, just so we can keep it all the same. So we're going to chain 1, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to go into that middle loop, and it's okay that there's no loop in between. But we're going to go in with a double crochet, and then from here we're going to chain 2, prepare for a double crochet, and then go into that same loop just to keep that curve that we have going. And then once we have that, we're going to chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, and then since on this side we didn't have a loop to skip, we're going to go into the loop that's right next to it on this side, just like that. And then from here, we're going to chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, and now we're going to start skipping every other loop just like how we have before. And then we're going to continue doing this all the way down. Once when we make it all the way to the bottom, we're going to cut and tie, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So this is what we're looking at once when we have done our row of netting along the side of the cups. And then I didn't cut and tie yet because we're actually going to go in with a row of single crochet along the bottom. And if you guys already went ahead and cut and tied, that is more than fine. Go ahead and just reattach your yarn to a corner. But once we get here, all we're going to do is chain up 1 and go ahead and just put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have going all the way down. And once when you get to the end, go ahead and cut and tie. So we've just done our bottom row of single crochet, and then next we're going to do another row of single crochet along the armholes that we have. So I'm just going to start from the top. You guys can start wherever, it honestly doesn't matter. I'm just going to insert my hook into one of the loops that I have, and then we're just going to do another row of single crochet going all the way around. Once we reach the end, we're going to connect with a slip stitch cut, do the same thing on this side. But while we're doing our single crochet row just along here, all we're going to do is that there's going to be some side double crochets. All we're going to do is put 2 single crochets into each side double crochet, and then, you know, have at it. I'll meet you back once we have both of these guys done. And now that we have all of that done, one of the last things that we have to do is actually just make a chain that can weave in and out of all of these loops that we have. And I already made my chain, and mine is 45 inches. And then once when we have our chain already done, the last thing that we have to do is just weave in all of our ends. So we've woven in all of the ends for this front tie crop top, and this is the finished product. This is super cute. I'm so excited about this piece. This piece can be the base of so many other pieces that you can make. You can add fringe to the bottom, which I may probably do, but you can also add sleeves, some ruffles. There's a lot that can be done, and I can't wait to see how y'all spice this piece up. But if you like this piece or any other piece on the channel, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It's right beneath the video. It lets YouTube and I know you're enjoying the videos, and it goes a long way to helping the channel grow and gain some traction. But if you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down, but leave me a comment, let me know why you didn't like it, or if you have any questions, requests, or if you just want to say hi. I usually reply pretty quick. If you love it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right beneath the video. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, get you a bit more priority for requests, and it goes a long way to helping the channel grow so I can keep making great videos for you guys. If you're already subscribed, thank you, but please hit that notification bell to know when there's a new upload for you right away, and please share with your crafty friends, every bit helps. Links to the yarn and the hooks will be in the description. If you buy something using those links, that also goes towards helping out the channel. Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest links are down there as well, and as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.